What's up guys, my name is Patrick and today we're doing another video on my Miata. If you remember last year, right at the beginning of the summer, I actually did a video basically walking around telling you what's done to the car because I'm going to be changing this a lot. So I think it's good to kind of have like a baseline before I start changing everything. And it also just kind of helps you guys know what's done to the car, what's different. Yeah, let's get into it. So not a lot has been actually done to the exterior as far as last year. I fixed up a lot of like odds and ends. Like the lip was like falling off and it wasn't great. But a lot of work has been done into the actual power of the car and tuning. So let's talk about that. So a pretty giant step for this car was actually putting an ECU in. I used a Megasquirt 3 ECU. My brother helped me install it and tune it. So right now it's currently running around like 135-ish wheel horsepower. That was on a virtual dyno. So could be a little bit off here and there, but 135-ish. On top of that, we could do things like adding pops and bangs. Eventually we'll do like launch control and no lift shift, but that'll be later. But right now the car is really, really fun. It has like an okay amount of power. Like it doesn't feel that slow, which is perfect for a Miata. It should be getting quite a bit faster in the future, but right now this is a good setup. So one thing that you guys actually haven't seen because I haven't made a video on it, we actually installed a RACELAND header. I didn't make a video on this because I didn't think that it was actually that good of a video. I looked back on it, I just did not feel like filming it, but it's there. It sounds pretty good. It didn't really add too much noise to the car, which I thought was surprising. It changed like the tone a little bit, but it didn't really add that much noise. Also, you might notice the Track Dog Racing little heat shield there. Looks nice. Definitely like we drove for like maybe like 10 minutes. Like it's not hot at all. It does a really good job. So I think that's it for the engine bay. Didn't really do too much there. But if we move on to the interior, I actually did a little bit more. One thing is probably my favorite mod to this car is actually this shifter. So this is a MIATAROADSTER tall and angled shifter. That's what they call it. And it's perfect because it's just you're there, you're shifting. It's just like right next to the steering wheel. It's amazing. I 100% recommend it. This is probably my favorite thing that I've done in this car. It's awesome. So also it is using a Skunk 2 shift knob. All these parts I'm probably gonna link below just for, you know, if you're wondering where I got them from or how much they cost. I'll try to link them. I also did this little like suede shift knob. It was awesome. It was from eBay. It was like maybe 15, 20 bucks. And it's definitely fake, but it looks really good, so can't complain. So this car isn't meant to be like stealthy, but an actual kind of cool mod is this air fuel ratio gauge that is hidden in the glove box, which is really cool. I think that's cool. I mean, I don't know. It looks stealthy, but it actually is aimed pretty perfect at the driver. Like it's not too far off of my line of sight. So it's pretty good. And yeah, you know, whenever I feel like monitoring it, I'll just be driving along. There you go. It's nice. And when you don't want it, you just do that. It's pretty cool. Another thing that I changed that isn't necessarily power or I guess interior wise is actually the suspension. So I used to be running BC Racing coilovers. It was their BR series, so it was kind of like their lowest price. I don't know if it was the spring rate I chose, but it just was not riding very well. A couple people on the forums have kind of complained about the BCs, but I don't know if it's like a just me thing or a lot of other people have had issues with them, but they rode pretty trash. So I actually, over last summer, I slowly accumulated some used suspension parts and made my own set of basically BILSTEIN shocks with 500 foot-pound springs in the front and 300 in the rear. You can't really adjust the damping at all, but you can adjust ride height, which that's kind of good for me because I don't know a lot about suspension tuning. So I just wanted to be able to get the car to where I wanted it to sit properly and then just not worry about damping. And honestly, it feels very good. It's definitely a pretty compliant car. And on the track, it felt really, really good. I mean, it was predictable. It never like stepped out on me that it was like unexpected. It was very predictable. So that was an awesome mod. Those cost around like, maybe like, I've seen them used for like 500, but with all the parts that I kind of got, it was more closer to like 700. So that was a pretty good price. But yeah, honestly, that's about it. That's done to this car. It took a while to get the ECU in and running correctly, but now that it is, it's really an awesome car to drive. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I just kind of wanted to give you a little update, what's done in the car. If you're new to the channel and are kind of wondering what I've done, I mean, really all the videos are in there. I've made videos on every single part of this car. So definitely check those all out. I hope you guys are going to enjoy the next coming months. We are currently in shutdown right now for the coronavirus, which is lovely. That's great. So it's pretty boring here, but definitely a lot of time to crank out some videos. So hopefully you guys subscribe, like the videos, and yeah, see you guys later.